So now that LG's next generation 4th Gen RGB Tandem OLED has been released on the market, many of you have asked some questions on the LG 27GX700A, and I hope to answer a couple of them today to help you make that awesome buying decision. So you can compare and contrast if you end up buying this monitor. I'll be describing what I'm seeing with the peaks. We'll do some console tests. The main menu. Does that hexagon lighting still work? As some have reported, it's not working. Does it dim? We'll find that out today. Move over wallpaper engine, as the Razer Axon now can fulfill your dynamic wallpaper needs. And we'll be taking a look at that here with the Tandem OLED. Many have been asking for that Counter-Strike 2 gameplay just to check out the hertz, to see how the 280 Hz speed looks like. And last but not least, but one of the major fixes I've been able to find here, how to gosh dang it get that 120 Hz in 4K or 1440p here on consoles. As straight out of the box it was not working, but I found a fix for you today. We got a lot to discover and talk about, friends. Let's get into it. Friends, if you find this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe so more people can see it to help them make that awesome buying decision. LG's 4th generation RGB Tandem OLED has finally arrived. And if you ever have any questions regarding this monitor, please leave a comment down below. I will try to get to it as fast as possible. And consider becoming a YouTube member, as I break my head for you so you don't have to. All in the name of helping you make that awesome buying decision. Alright guys, as you can see here with Cyberpunk 2077, the peak brightness of 1500 nits is outstanding, and you really need to see it in person to know what I'm really talking about. In the future, I will have versus videos against QD-OLED, so you can get that overall picture, as QD-OLED is capped, say around 1000 nits, a little bit higher sometimes. But to truly see 1500, 1600 nits in certain situations on Tandem OLED with the LG, Gigabyte, or Asus versions is next generation and truly is a sight to behold. But many of you have been asking, what do you mean by peaks? Here with the lighthouse, when the light is flashing towards the player, it is very, very bright. It brings the immersion up a notch. I would say a couple of notches, because the brightness is very bright. Even Alan Wake is turning away, that's how bright it is. Now talking about the semi-matte coating. I'm looking at the light here, and I'm moving the screen to see if we see that haze. Now on the Odyssey Neo G8, it is very apparent. I do actually have a video of that, where you can see the crystallization, the hardness, that screen pearl. And it's very hard to see here. Now this is semi-matte, it's not glossy, but it's very hard to see versus a true matte coating. But these are very high peaks, and I'm sure you will be surprised with the quality now on Tandem OLED. Now one test I always do on all my monitors is the Street Fighter Alpha 3 test. What we're going to test here is to see if there's any ABL kicking in. The first generation OLED monitor from LG and its variants, even from Asus, had very apparent ABL dimming with the high white flashes. Basically, it was very disgusting, right? I mean, nobody wants to play with that. The GS version then fixed it, and of course, all the other variants. And what we're seeing here is that there is no issue whatsoever. Every single flash, every single hit, you can see the background is very bright already, very contrasty, very colorful, and there is no such thing as ABL dimming, at least with these white flashes. I can tell you already, Tandem OLED is an amazing piece of technology, and again, I can test with games that I actually play on a daily basis, weekly basis, and I can give you that information. You shouldn't have any issues with ABL. And we're going to be taking a look at that also, that ABL dimming with Battlefield 6 in just a bit. But here's the main menu of the gaming monitor, the LG 27GX700A. Again, everything you'd expect is basically the same menu as the GS. I really don't see anything changed here. With Game Adjust, you get your game modes, VRR black stabilizer, all those gaming features. With the Picture Adjust, you get the brightness, peak brightness, contrast, sharpness, you get what I'm saying. The sound with the DTS Headphone X, that's a pretty cool feature of these LG monitors. The input select, and of course here with general. Here with the OLED screen move, that's the pixel shift. I have it off for the purpose of the video, but yes, you should enable it. To mode 1 or 2, it's going to protect your screen from image retention. And in some cases, you may need to have it on to make sure the warranty is in place. But a question I had earlier was someone was saying their hexagon lighting was not working. Well, I have mine on cycling. I just enabled it for this video. And I'll turn the monitor in a bit. I just want to get to the specific setting. Here with the input compatibility, it says 2.1 PC, but I do have this on HDMI. Many people were saying that their HDMI was not working. Well, it seems we have to switch it when we select HDMI to 2.1 AV. The Xbox was not getting the 120 Hz to work, and I was having trouble with HDMI connections. So if you're going to use the HDMI ports, when the port is selected, go into the setting, input compatibility version, and select 2.1 AV. I hope that fixes your problems and you're able to connect your HDMI versions or HDMI devices with no problem. But when I did this, which I'm going to show you in a little bit also, I was able to enable 4K 120Hz or 1440p 120Hz. But going to the hexagon lighting again, right here you can see it's working, no problems whatsoever. I just enabled it and it worked. Here with Battlefield 6, what we're going to be looking for is ABL dimming. When I scope in and we're looking at the background, it's cloudy, it's bright. We all know the contrast that Battlefield 6 has. Many people like it, many people don't. It's just a different look, but I thought this would be a good section as we're panning in and out really fast to see if you see any fluctuations with dimming or flicker. You can try to analyze the video I did while I was editing, and I did not see any kind of ABL kick in. Nothing like before is what I'm trying to say, nothing. I mean, I can't say 100% there is no dimming. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of percentage dimming in everything, every panel. But what I'm trying to say is there's nothing that I can easily see or notice that would affect my gaming. So I would say it doesn't have any issues with Battlefield 6 in this specific test. And I would say this is a worst case scenario. Like I said earlier, move over wallpaper engine. Hello Razer Exxon. These are some cool wallpapers that Razer has. And we're going to be going over a couple. Now in the first scene with the PlayStation 1, that TV was popping. Those peaks and highlights were really bright. Here with the girl with the pink hair, to be honest, I don't see anything popping out of the screen. I mean, it looks colorful and bright, especially even, but it's not popping. Here's another Halloween picture, showing you all the shadow detail. I mean, it looks pretty nice. Now this samurai picture does pop a bit, but if you want that peak glow, you're gonna have to find that special wallpaper. This picture right here, which you know is AI generated, it actually says that in the thumbnail, but it's beautiful, it's really colorful, it's really bright, nothing is popping, but it looks amazing. But like I said, it's called Razer Exxon. And you know what, before we leave this, I wanted to show you this. There's a horse here, I would say on a white background, so you know it's ultra bright. To test ABL dimming, I'm gonna open up some boxes here, and I'll move them around the screen. Now again, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm trying to help you make that awesome buying decision. Is this monitor worth it? $599 is what I paid for, and it's still expensive. Again, my channel is on the line. I don't want you to waste your hard-earned money. If you buy it, awesome. If you don't, it is what it is. Wait for the next, true black glossy Asus version, or wait for another version. But all I can show you is what I have. And of course, never to mislead anyone. So let's go here and let's try to create ABL or ABL dimming. As I'm moving this box around, as you can see, the white background with these two boxes that have a lot of black in it. Now this does not have any uniform brightness like the Asus monitor versions do. They usually have those. And I believe on the Asus version with the true black glossy, I believe their uniform brightness mode was going to cap it around 330, meaning there should be no fluctuations with ABL when you enable that mode. But this is unlocked here, because you can get 330 full screen brightness, but 350, 430, up to 518 in certain scenes in SDR mode, or in HDR with the peaks. I mean, that's a different mode, but you get what I'm saying. This is an uncapped, what you're seeing here is not only 330 nits full screen, but it is able to go higher. You get what I'm saying. OLED is OLED, that's how it works. And what I'm seeing here is that it's very hard to see, but you could even slow down the video if you choose to. Sometimes, when both boxes are on the screen, it dims a bit. I think it does dim a tad bit. Nothing crazy, nothing distracting. It wouldn't bother me whatsoever. I would even go to the say it doesn't, but video is video, and you can see a small notch in brightness that goes down a bit. So again, nothing to hide here. I want to show you everything that I'm able to. And yes, I mean, the video is showing a tad bit ABL with this ultra extreme white background. You get what I'm saying? I'm showing you worst case scenarios. So anything I would say more colorful or less bright than this, you're not going to have an issue. But this is worst case scenario, and I'd rather show that than not. And also, as you can see here in the corners, there is no vignetting. I don't see anything. That is awesome because the GR had tons of it. It was so distracting. And you're going to see that coming up here also. There is none with Counter-Strike 2. Someone had asked me also, how does a 280 Hz look? Now, please guys, I had this actually tailored to my controller, but now I'm using a mouse and keyboard, and I did not change the settings. So it's really slow on my mouse. But I have no problems. I mean, I'm not an esports player. You can see up here, I capped it at 277. The max hertz of this monitor is 280 Hz. Here I enabled all the graphics settings up top, the benchmarks. So you can see for yourself, I am running a 4080. and a 13700K. And I mean, that's how I usually game on. And there is no issue. It looks beautiful, it looks colorful, it's bright, there is no vignetting in the corners. I mean, for what you're paying for, $599, I mean, that's what you should pay for. That's what I paid. It's amazing. And last but not least, as this video is already long, so if you're here, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching. And, you know, all I want to do is give you that information so you know what's going on if you do buy this monitor. Now, this monitor, as you can see, when you select 1440p or 4K, there is no Hertz mode, or I mean, I would say the speed, 120 Hertz. So you have to go into the options of the menu, go down to input compatibility, select 2.1 AV. This is on HDMI 1 port. Once selected, just go back out, go back in, and as you can see right there, the refresh rate opens up, and now you're able to select 120 Hertz. And if we select back 1440p, if that's what you choose to, everything works and it's good to go. Now remember, Xbox only runs 4K in HDR mode, but this is more or less for PS5, PS5 Pro. They can run everything in HDR, so, and probably even the Switch 2. I haven't tested it, but that's how you enable it. So for the Switch 2, PlayStation 5 Pro, Xbox Series X, any media device, any HDMI device, go into the settings here with input compatibility version and just select 2.1 AV for your HDMI devices. There you have it. The RGB Tandem OLED from LG is amazing. And I just wanted to make this video to help you make that awesome buying decision, to answer any questions you may have. And if you have any more, just leave a comment down below and I'll try to get to it and make another video. If there's something that you see that I didn't cover, or something that you bought and you did not like and that you're having trouble with it, how to enable certain things, I will be featuring this monitor a lot. It's basically my favorite monitor. I edit on this now, I'm gaming on it, getting the hang of it more and more with different scenarios, different scenes. Many people, the last question I'll answer here is, how does this compare to QD-OLED? Well, guys, QD-OLED has that color volume already. You get what I'm saying? It's been the leader for the last couple of years. The OLED Tandem is catching up. That's the word. It's catching up to QD-OLED. So you're not going to, you know, if the latest and greatest next generation QD-OLED and WOLED tandem panels, you're not going to miss one or the other regardless of what you get, because they're going to look so similar. The only thing here I can tell you for a fact is that Tandem OLED, yes, has that peak advantage, and that comes in handy in certain games. So I'll be trying to come up with some scenes and some gameplay to show you that difference. I am trying to get a hold of a 500Hz QD-OLED. I'm not sure which one yet. If you guys have any ideas, please leave a comment down below. I was either thinking of the MSI or Asus versions. I am not sure, but this tandem here is, I love this LG 27GX700A. It's my favorite OLED right now. Can't wait for a 32-inch version, which is coming out next year. And I can't wait to see, of course, other sizes, especially the Asus version with the true black glossy. That would be really, really nice to see. And of course, that Gigabyte version that is being released slowly worldwide. Just gotta wait for it. And I'm sure it will be released in America very soon. So friends, there you have it. Hit that like button, please friends. It helps the channel tremendously. You don't know how much it helps. Consider subscribing if you want to see more videos just like this one. From reviews, gameplay videos, FAQs, and everything in between. Only found here on Display Reality. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.